Start now. Should we start now? You want to wait?
Yeah, let's start the meeting.
Okay, great. All right, this is a meeting of the Plainfield Select Board. It's Thursday, May 9th at 5:01 p.m. My name is Jim Bolz. I'm the chair. On Zoom is Patty Gemelli, another select board member, and we're waiting to hear from Tim Davis, the third select board member. But with two of us present, we can start. Are there any changes to the agenda?
Nope.
I don't hear anybody suggesting any. As far as announcements, I'll just remind everybody that on May 16th, we are having our information meeting about the articles that are on the ballot for the May 22nd town meeting. The information meeting is going to be on May 16th at 5:30 at the Town Hall Opera House. It's going to be moderated by Paul Costello. He was formerly of the Vermont the Council on Rural Development, Vermont Council on Rural Development, sorry. And he has a lot of experience moderating. So hoping lots of people will turn out to, if they have questions about the articles, that'll be the chance to get your answers. And then we're going to have our regular town meeting on May 22nd, also at 5:30, and hopefully we'll have a big turnout. I think Alice, I think it was organizing some refreshments, right, or food
For the 16th.
For the 16th. I'm sorry, yeah, not the 22nd, 16th. So that's another reason to come out on the 16th to socialize and eat some food. That's all I have for announcements.
I think Alice has her hand up.
Oh, Alice, go ahead.
So two things. One, it's not just me who's organizing the buffet at the meeting on the 16th. It's Plainfield Area Community Trust. And then the other thing, Bram, I heard you say something that town reports are going to be sent to the voters. Will they get them by the 16th? The annual?
Yeah, they should, okay. The town reports were sent out yesterday or the day before, and they will arrive before the 16th. The page order is reversed. So page 100 is the first page, page 1 is the last page. They're going to send out a revamped, that was completely on the printer. That's not what we okayed. They're sending out so you'll get, hopefully by the 16th, you might even have two different versions of one in regular page order and one in the reverse page order. But hopefully, yeah, I mean, the mail is so weird. We're faced with challenges. That's why it's available on the website, and there will be copies available at here if anybody wants any. So we're making we're making deadline. If people don't have them in their mailboxes by the 16th, we'll say you can come to the town office and we'll have some copies.
The 16th is a week away, so I would hope that they would have them by then, but you're right.
Well, I mean, the mail is so weird. Right. I mean, we certainly have planned, we've given enough time, but I don't, I can't speak for the post office, but we will have copies on hand, and if worst comes to worst, we can PDF, we have PDF, we can just print or get somebody to print copies and bring them or whatever,
Okay.
So the information will be available.
Great. Any other announcements? How about public comment? Is there any public comment? Okay, I don't hear anybody. So first item on the agenda is authorized use of the Plainfield revolving loan fund for a $4,000 deposit for the generator for Brookfield service with the Emergency Operations Center at the Town Hall Opera House, with the expectation the deposit will be repaid when the grant from the Vermont Community Foundation comes through. So my take on that, Alice was going to be here to tell us.
Alice is, I think, on.
Oh, Alice, do you have anything you want to say about this?
I just want to assure you that having worked with the Vermont Community Foundation, that we will be getting the money for the generator. It's just a matter of when they're meeting to approve the funds, and the funds should be in the town's coffers by the beginning of June, if not the end of May. So it's a bit.
We're really talking about very short-term
Right,
loan.
and so what's going on here is we need to make a deposit today or tomorrow. There's a deadline we have to, in order to obtain a grant or something like that. Is that right?
It's to secure the services of Brookfield Generator, which provided the best quote for us and saves us a lot of money by going with the Brookfield people.
Okay, good. So is there any further discussion or any questions about this? All right, well, I move that we authorize the Plainfield revolving loan fund to pay the $4,000 deposit for the generator, which will be reimbursed from the Vermont Community Foundation shortly thereafter.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any other questions or comments about this topic? All right, so then the next item is approving the hiring of Paul Costello to facilitate the May 16th, 2024 Select Board special meeting to be paid for by the Vermont Community Foundation. We talked about that a little bit already. Are there any other questions about it, or does anybody else need to know more about this? Okay, I move we approve hiring Paul Costello to facilitate the May 16th Select Board special meeting and to be paid by the Vermont Community Foundation. All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Aye.
Now it's time to discuss the fiscal year 25 town budget. I thought, Brandon, that there were some things you wanted to alert us about, or
Well, obviously, I think Riley sent an email around talking about some things that needed to be adjusted, and I think we can do that either you know, I mean, I didn't want to go through line by line and change things now. We can either do it on the floor. I know that there was, I can't remember the specific. We can even, since it's an official meeting at the thing, we can go through line by line. I think that I think there are a couple of things that need to be explained, because I think, you know, I think we very much appreciate you know, when people carefully go through the budget and spot errors and so forth. I know that there have been a couple of people who've you know, made comments, and I think that that's very welcome. I mean, I think we need to have an open process, and I think that the context of how everything came together is important to understand. So I don't want to, you know, talk about the past and this and that, but you know, when I hit the ground trying to, you know, get the meeting organized and all this other stuff, you know, what was available to me was those were the numbers that were on the computer and so forth, and that's what I thought was we were working with. So I didn't spot the differences. I think there's another. Usually the warned number includes revenues that come in, so it's usually lower. That's another area where you know, we can hash it out at the town meeting.
Okay.
But I think that what's important for everybody to understand is that we're working under a very tight deadline. Usually these things are hashed out in January and the meeting's in March.
Right.
And the reason is that the drop dead date, so to speak, is June 30th. And in order to have an annual meeting, there are a whole series of warnings and things that have to be organized and all this other stuff. So, you know, I hit the ground on March 6th, and I think we put it together. And I think what we put together, you know, there's some things that need to be changed and corrected, but I think that we can all work together and, you know, present at the meeting and solve whatever problems there are. It's there's no effort on anybody's part to try to hide things or anything. I think we want
I just want to describe what the problem actually is, which is that late last year, there was a series of budget meetings that the select board went through and adopted a budget. and all the line items in the budget. And unfortunately, when Graham came in, if I understand correctly, and correct me if this wrong, Graham, you took a spreadsheet that was the most recent one, as you understood it off the computer and used that for doing.
Right, so in other words,
report,
yeah.
but it wasn't actually the right one.
Well, here's the thing, there was no finalized budget when I took over in March. So in other words, it was a work in
I
progress.
see.
And so it wasn't that all the numbers were filled in, some of them weren't filled
Yeah.
in, some of them were filled in. There was a very, I was given basically a password to a computer, that's it.
Yeah.
So there are papers here and this and that. Was there a document on the computer that had all the correct numbers? I don't have the answer to that
Yeah,
question.
okay.
So I really just don't know, so.
But anyway, but the result is, and I'm not putting any blame on you at all.
No, I'm just
So
trying.
that we have, what happened is we have a budget that doesn't accurately reflect what the select would actually approved, and we need to.
Right, and if
At the
there
problem
are
between now and the March.
yes, and if the select board wants to have a list of what, I think Riley listed a bunch of things in terms of the stipend or something listed twice. That's fine, so
Yeah.
let's just,
So from my-
reprove that and
From my perspective, the question is, how do we want to deal with this in the most efficient way? And it occurs to me that maybe, and you can say whether you think this is a good idea or not. It might be good for the select board to have a special meeting between now and May 16th, if there's time, and actually produce a new budget that has the right numbers in it, to then present to everybody, circulate beforehand and discuss at the May 16th meeting, and then eventually go over on May, at the town meeting.
yeah, that's fine.
So that's kind of what I want to do to.
That's fine.
try to fix
That's
this.
fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll be in touch with you and Patty and
Yeah.
Tim about setting up a meeting like
Right,
that.
and I think it's not gonna, the warned number is high,
Yeah.
and that's actually a good thing, because
Yeah.
I think, we can, there isn't gonna be a lot of
It's not gonna
fighting
be
about
going
bringing it down.
Yeah, right.
There's gonna be a lot of contention about bringing it up,
Yeah.
so we have a number that's high that we can
Yeah, okay.
expect. to
But
be done.
I think it would be easier if we
Yes,
prepare
yes,
a new budget ahead of time, rather
That's
than
fine.
have to make
That's
the
fine.
line by
And
line
it's-
changes at the May 22nd town
right,
meeting.
and I know that Riley sent an email with a bunch of corrections and things that needed to be changed, and that's great, and I welcome any kind of
Any
help,
feedback?
and there wasn't any effort on my part to sort of change what the select board, I was really working in the best effort I could with what I had.
Yeah,
So, that's all.
understood, I understand,
Right.
okay. All right, anything else we need to discuss? Oh, tonight, I mean, that's the budget one, the next thing is to go into executive session.
Yeah, that'd be
And then there wasn't anything else on the budget, on the agenda. Do you wanna come back after the executive
Are you
session?
expecting action? Because if you're not, I can.
I don't know, we expect to take action after the, you can't take action in the executive session.
Right, I think that there might be some
So
things.
if you want,
I'll take a
we'll come get you when we're done.
Alice repeated, please.
Oh, Alice, sure, go ahead, Alice.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to backtrack. I forgot to check when we were talking about the generator. I wanted to ask Kristen, did Michael give you a contract for Brookfield to have the select board sign? I can't remember if he was gonna do that with the power he
Yes,
has.
there is. And I need to have the select board authorize me to sign it. So if this is for the contract for the service from Brookfield. It includes a 5-year parts and service warranty, and it's includes the $4,000 deposit. Which would be which will get refunded, I guess, so. Patty, are you okay with authorizing me to sign this?
I am.
Okay, so I'll move that the select board authorize me to sign this. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, right, thank you.
Yeah, thank
Does
you.
that take care of that, Alice?
It does, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, now we're gonna go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter. And we're gonna have to knock somebody off of the
Well, I can put Charlie into a waiting room.
waiting room, yeah.
And Charlie, when the executive session is over, we'll bring you back out of the waiting room.
Okay, Charlie?
I hear that. Fine with me.
Okay, thanks. And that's the only person on that call.
Is,
besides Patty?
Is there anybody else in the waiting room or coming on?
If someone else comes on,
Will they?
speaks talking, they'll pop up and see.
Okay, you'll
another
see,
person
okay,
pop up.
because there's one other person who I wouldn't mind being in on this meeting, who was supposed to be on the meeting, but I don't see them, so anyways.
Well, if it's someone you want in the executive session, just let it go. If someone comes in and you want them in the waiting room, I'll just be.
Okay, you're right
next to
there.
them.
Okay,
Right,
that's great.
right.
Okay,
I'm gonna
that's good.
pause you have to move
Oh, yeah.
to go into executive.
Okay, I move that we go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're going in. This session, or did you know? We're back from the executive session. We had a discussion about some potential, I mean, not some potential, we had a discussion about a cash flow problem. The short term and our income in the longer term. And what the clerk has proposed for dealing with it is to take some money out of the revolving loan fund.
Right.
Now, which would be paid back when we get receipts in the future from when people pay their taxes in August and September, and also potentially from FEMA. So I'm looking for a motion to address that problem. If maybe Tim, would you be able to do that?
I was kind of hoping
Or
you would do it since you
Patty,
have the information.
Get it
Yeah.
in front of you.
Okay, I move that we authorize revolving loan fund to go into the general.
The general fund.
The general fund to be repaid that in the future when with receipts coming in the future. So.
Yes,
Any further discussion about that?
and the people in the revolving loan fund, the committee, has been informed and they're supportive of
Oh,
the
that's
measure. They're both Carl and Dave Boyden, I spoke to them and they're supportive of the measure and with the understanding that obviously people sometimes apply for, winter problems and so forth. And I said, I feel confident we'll be able to do that, so.
Okay. All right. Discussion. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Tim and Pat, can you raise your hand or say something?
Aye.
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 Can you hear me?
Aye.
We can hear you.
Tim and Pat.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
We couldn't hear you. Did you guys say yeah? Did you guys agree?
Aye.
Aye.
And Patty?
Aye.
Patty, did you say yes to the motion?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. It's unanimous. Thank you. All right,
Wow, you guys are having
bad
a really
connection
bad
problems,
connection. Yeah.
apparently. I guess we need better.
What's going on?
We made our decision, and I don't know if there's anything else on the agenda. Is there anything else?
We'll be receiving a flawed copy of the town report in the mail in a timely manner and a corrected copy, hopefully before the informational meeting, definitely before town meeting. And that error was completely the printer's fault. We did not okay this,
Yeah,
so.
okay, great. Anything else for tonight? Yeah, I move that we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I can't hear you guys, but I'm assuming.
Aye.
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 I hear.
You're saying yes.
Evening.
Know that Plainfield's